Hey, Scott Wilkinson here, editor of avsforum.com. I'm in the Sony booth right after the Sony press conference with Philip Jones, product technology manager. And Philip, some interesting announcements today, huh?
Yes, we wanted to expand our offerings of OLEDs to fit the needs of more customers, as well as offer some great new LCD models at amazing price points and new sizes.
So let's start with the OLED. It's the A8F, available in two sizes, I believe?
Yeah, available. The A8F is available in 55 and 65. And it has a newer form factor. The A1E has a form factor to provide you with zero distraction from the picture, but it has a lean to it. Some people would prefer a more traditional form factor, so we developed a set that will give you minimal distraction while maintaining a more traditional form factor. So now you can choose the OLED that best fits your needs.
And what about the X900F? That's the new LCD TV, full array local dimming, right?
Yes, yes, it's a full array. It's available up to 80. The X900F is available up to 85 inches. They're all full array. We are adding the X1 Extreme to that set.
This is the processor that was before only in the A1E OLED and some of the other LCDs, but now you're bringing it down market a little bit.
Exactly, we're bringing our flagship processor down market, so you get better HDR, SDR to HDR remastering, dynamic generation of metadata for HDR. It'll get Dolby Vision. So all of those great things that you get from having the most powerful processor. So you get higher contrast, more sizes, and better processing at the price of last year's 900.
Well, that's pretty good. Speaking of processing, you're showing a technology demonstration of the next generation processor that isn't in a current commercial product that's available for consumers, but you're forward thinking about it.
Exactly. We're always looking ahead. The work on the X1 Extreme happened years ago because we knew that 4K was coming and HDR was coming and you're going to have to do your own dynamic metadata and all that type of stuff. So we built a processor ahead of time to be prepared for the future. But the maximum spec for HDR is 8K and 10,000 nits, and it's going to be super high frame rate. So you need to be prepared. So we brought our newest processor prototype called the X1 Ultimate, and we're actually showing it in a variety of ways. One way is we have it in a more traditional 4K TV, and you can compare the new processor to what people are offering right now, and the difference is dramatic.
I think you told me before that the X1 Ultimate is twice as powerful as the X1 Extreme, which is in the current OLED and X900 and the higher end product.
Yes, it's twice as powerful. Because if you think about it, if we go to 8K, that's 4 times the data. If we go to 120p, that's twice the data of 60. And then if you have something like a backlight system, like in the big boy in the back that does 10,000 nits, you need a big brain to run that. And it's just, so we have to prepare for the future. And this shows you that even if you go to the maximum spec of HDR, we're going to have a processor ready for that.
Speaking of which, that's the creme de la creme, the pièce de résistance. You have a technology demonstration here of a panel that's actually doing the maximum HDR specs, 10,000 nit peak brightness, for goodness sake. Exactly.
The maximum theoretical luminance range of HDR PQ, whether it's Dolby Vision or HDR10 or HDR10 Plus, with anything, is 10,000 nits. Most content is mastered at 4,000 at the maximum because that is the maximum of the grading displays that are available in the market today. Yeah. This display is showing the full capability of HDR, the full 10,000 nits. And what I say is, when you go to 10,000 nits, you go from having a TV to an open window. The human eye has a dynamic range of 0 to 10,000 nits. And until you get to 10,000 nits, which is the full dynamic range of your eye before you're...
At a given moment.
At a given moment and at a fixed pixel. I mean, you have a higher dynamic range, but if I fix my irises 10 to the 5, yes. 10,000 nits. So that's why when you look at the set, it's like looking at a window because I have all the clarity, 8K, I have all the contrast and all the color, and you get reality. It's not looking at a football on TV, it's sitting in a box seat.
Now, is it covering the entire BT 2020 color gamut?
Well, we're really not talking about this color space, but it's extremely wide. But you got to remember the color volume is massive. Remember, color volume is color gamut versus luminance. Right. So even if the color gamut is about the same, the height of the cube is 5 times higher. And when you look at it, the difference is dramatic. The overall brightness of, if we have a Z9D right next to it, is not any higher, because remember, HDR is an absolute system. So if the road is supposed to be 100, it shows 100 nits on both. The only difference is when it goes to 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 to 10,000, it does not tone map. It shows you the signal perfectly and absolutely.
Now, did you have to generate special content to get to 10,000 nits? I mean, as you said, virtually all content that's generated today goes only up to 4 at most.
Like I said, the cameras can easily capture, like a professional camera like an F65 has enough dynamic range to capture the information needed for 10,000 nits. You can use meters and graphs or measuring to ensure that you're not clipping at that level, but you really couldn't verify it until you actually had a set. So you know that it should be there, but there was never a way for you to actually see what you created. So a lot of content we have, like the PlayStation content, is great at 10,000. We just didn't have the opportunity to actually see it.
You couldn't actually grade it to 10,000 because you didn't have a display other than that one, that prototype.
Exactly. So we knew the information was there. But there was nothing that could actually show it.
Well, it's an amazing looking display and a technology demonstration. Really quite wonderful. And of course, the products that one can buy now from Sony are great as always. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and be sure to subscribe to this channel.